lot of times when you get back wheel bearings that go bad, they create a drone effect in the car, which sends the noise everywhere, so you can't pinpoint it. I try to pinpoint it on the test drive if I can, but it doesn't always work. And the second step for me is to put on a hoist and do a spin test. Shake and spin every single wheel and look for the obvious wheel bearing. So it's pretty obvious. And then the other thing you want to do is shake it down. You want to go top to bottom.
Go ahead and start by removing all the brakes. Remove your pins, these are 7mm hex. Remove your electrical connector on the electrical parking brake on the bottom of that caliper. Remove your exterior clip on the outside of the caliper, and then try to remove the caliper. It's trying to slide over the rust ridge here, so I gotta work it a little bit. It does have a spin-in piston style, so it's a little bit more difficult than a regular piston style. Go ahead and remove your 14mm caliper bolts. And now we need to get the rotor off. Go ahead and give that a whack with the hammer. And once we get that off, we can see this wheel bearing. And it's really loose here. So the next step is remove this 32mm CV axle nut. And once you get that off, pay special attention to the CV axle. It needs to slide in and out of the bearing to avoid damaging the ABS sensor. It needs to move very freely, otherwise the shaft will shear the sensor off once it's removed with the bearing. Go ahead and remove your interior 14mm fasteners that hold the bearing to the knuckle. And then go ahead and give this a whack. Your bearing should pop out if you don't have any rust holding it in. And I wasn't fortunate enough to have that happen to me, so I just kind of hit it a little bit harder. That still didn't work, so I'm going to use a slide hammer. And they make 5-pound and 10-pound versions. You're going to want to use the 10-pound version. If you do this more than once, it'll save your elbow. Go ahead and tighten down your nuts, and we're going to separate the bearing here. And we're going to kind of split this up into two pieces. So we're kind of unpressing this hub unit. Go ahead and put some penetrating oil on your bearing for the next step. And remove these ball bearings for the next step also. We're going to try to twist the bearing in the knuckle to try to break the rust bond that has basically seized it into the knuckle. So you can use a hammer and a punch, but I found that the air hammer works the best. The vibrating action works really well. This one was rusted in really bad, and that's typical for a rust belt state like Michigan. Hopefully you won't have this problem, but if you do, you can kind of get the idea here of what you need to do to break that free. Your other option would be heat, but there's too many things to damage in here. You don't, especially the sensor, you don't want to mess around. So once that breaks free, it'll pop right out, no problem. And go ahead and pound that out of the backing plate, and disassembly is complete. So the next thing I want to show you real quick is the sensor. You can see it coming from the top here into the knuckle, and it protrudes all the way down into the bearing area. And it runs about 2 to 3mm away from the inside portion of the bearing. There's a magnetic wheel, reluctor ring. And you can see how that could shear that sensor right off if you pulled that bearing out with the CV shaft installed and stuck in there. So make sure that's freed up. Go ahead and start cleaning this area up. We're going to try to apply a little bit of grease in case this ever has to be removed again. It makes it a little easier for somebody or the next guy, so a dab will do ya. Once you get that lubed up, the next thing you want to do is just kind of clean up the whole area, wipe it down. You can use a blowgun here, brake clean if you want. I just wiped it down here, it wasn't too bad. And get your new bearing. I like to use Subaru bearings on these, in the back especially. They don't fail very often, and the aftermarket bearings have not caught up quality wise, so you definitely just want to use a Subaru quality bearing to try to make this thing last as long as you can. And they're not that expensive, surprisingly. So go ahead and stick your knuckle bolts back in and tighten them up, and you're going to be basically just reinstalling the brakes and reversing the order of the video that you've seen so far. And last but not least, make sure and torque down your axle nut to your proper specifications.